What is going on, everybody? You already know what it is. This is I Overcome with your guest, Michael Brown. Today I want to speak to you about something that came up in conversation yesterday. Yes, I'm sharing a conversation that I had with one of my mentors, one of my family friends yesterday. And it was talking about listening to that inner voice. If you're churchy, you want to say the Holy Spirit. If you're Catholic, you want to say, I don't know what Catholics say, but if you are someone that doesn't go to church, you are going to say your intuition, something that women strongly have. How do you listen to that voice? And we were talking about youth and young adults, how this era is all about the entrepreneurs, that nobody wants to work for anybody. Somebody wants to make it for themselves. They don't want to be under anyone and still make it. But they're going in the wrong direction. It's not your gift. It's not for you. This is not the purpose. This is not your purpose on the earth. This is not why you were made to do that certain thing that you're going head on to go get. We're listening to these social media gurus that saying, stop sleeping, just keep grinding and keep going. But what is that inner voice telling you? How do we hear that inner voice to go forth and say, you know what? This is not for me. Let's fold this up. It was a good try. There was no losses, just a lot of lessons learned from this experience. And let's move on to find why I'm actually on this earth. So that's what I just wanted to tell you guys and share with you guys today, was how to get in tune with the inner voice. Yeah, I know I didn't give you any tidbits, but the only tidbit I could give you would be shut up, lie down on your bed, and be calm. Because then your thoughts are more calm. Then your mind is more calm. And then you are open to hear and to sense, okay, well, this is not going to be good if I go in this direction or this direction. Listen to your thoughts. Because a lot of the times, they're not thoughts. It's your intuition. So, everybody, we got the man, the myth, the legend. Who is that in the sky? Is it underwear? No, it's Rod Foster. Coming down from the sky. Everybody, I got Rod Foster here. I told you that this is not a joke. I Overcome will present you with iconic people that are making changes in the city of Hamilton and elsewhere. This wasn't a joke. I brought you Rod Foster, king of the aftershock without the sea. Rod, what's up?
Oh, I'm good. I'm blessed and unstoppable.
Whoa. Wait, hold up. Can we say that again?
Blessed and unstoppable.
And unstoppable. Damn. I've never had an intro like that. That's I mean, already you're trying to hit them with boldness and deep thoughts and stuff like that. Like, we haven't even get into it yet. We just, dang. So who are you? What do you do?
Well, first of all, I'm Rod Foster, as you indicated. 5th generation. That's right, 5th generation Afro-Canadian. That means my family came over in the 1800s. Okay, through the Underground Railway, through Windsor, Chatham, Little Africa, through Fort Erie, and settled in Hamilton through the Jollycut, John Holland's Church.
Okay.
Where my grandfather was a minister until his passing. Basically, that's who Rod Foster is. It's part of all those generations before me that set this path for where I am today. Absolutely.
Wow. So what is it that you do currently?
Well, I'm just about to retire. I'm a retired federal parole officer after 28 years. 28. Okay, I'm a graduate from university, McMaster University. Yeah. Honors BA in Economics and Labor Studies. Graduated in 1990 or 89, 90. Were you even born?
No, but why?
Okay, that's okay.
My age like
no,
that?
I'm just saying. We had universities back then. So, and so along the journey, of being a federal parole officer, I was dealing with deviancy at its highest. So you're dealing with issues of self-esteem or low self-esteem. I was dealing with murderers, sex offenders, underground crime, white-collar crime, you name it, but I was at a federal level. So, 23 years of age coming into society, and all of a sudden I'm dealing with some real stuff. Wow. Okay? And along the way, I decided to create a program called R.E.A.L, Responsible, Effective, Affirmed Learning, in 1993, 94. And during that program, it was about creating real self-esteem in individuals. Mm-hmm. I was asked to go to Rikers Island in the state of New York to run a program with lifers. So I figured, man, this is a great opportunity. If I can go into a penitentiary in the United States and talk to somebody who's doing a 5-life sentence, they'll never see daylight again, and create an affirmation for them to be productive, then I have something. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things I did. And I did a TV show with my partner at the time, Bob McDonald, in 1996 on Rogers. We were all through Rogers, syndicated through all of Canada on the issue of self-esteem. So it was geared towards youth, but I think it's geared towards everyone, obviously. And then along the journey, created Aftershock. Now this is still while I'm, working as a full-time federal parole officer.
Mm-hmm. So all this stuff. So like, how do you go from being a federal parole officer to being like one that owns a gym? Like, those are two different lanes. How do you...
Well, the thing about it, Mike, is that, do you mind if I call you Mike?
You can.
I don't know.
You can.
Okay, thank you. So the issue is that we're all trying to find a balance, and that word balance is it's like, think of a seesaw. In order for there to be balance, the two have to get on it. But for a seesaw or a teeter-totter to work, one has to be lower and one has to be higher. And the life we live in, to find that balance is very hard. Like, I don't even know if there's such thing as balance, because you have to get something, you have to sacrifice something.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I've sacrificed a lot of things, a lot of relationships, which led to my writing of my book last year. Was the demise of my marriage after 27 years. I was married to somebody who was amazing, still is amazing individual, but she had to take a back seat to some of the ideologies I had. She was just being human. Yeah. And I blame myself for those things. And, obviously she says, we both blame each other because it takes two. But I think there's sacrifices. If you look at any entrepreneur, you look at they've had to take, there's major sacrifices that have happened. So ultimately what I'm trying to say, basically on your question, is trying to find a balance. Mm-hmm. It's been impossible to find a balance.
No, can you measure on how many sacrifices you're making? Because I find that a lot of the youth nowadays, they're just like, I just gotta sacrifice. It's not like, man, I'm sacrificing too much now. Like, this is too much.
Well, again, I guess it would be an issue of perception of what is, defining what is sacrificing. Sacrificing is, some people sacrifice based on convenience, I sacrifice.
But is that sacrifice though? Convenience,
like, and I know, you know who sacrificed the most.
Yeah.
We're sitting here today, believing the way we want because there's that ultimate being that sacrificed for us. Yeah. Like, that's sacrifice. So I'm not sure if we really truly sacrifice. Yeah. The example, you're in church, and the collection plate comes along, and you go in your wallet, and all you have is $100 bill. What do you do? Do you put that $100 bill in the plate?
Or do you put the $100 bill in the plate and take out a 50?
Take the change, sacrifice there. So, sacrifice, again, is a...
Have you ever done that? Like, have you ever done that, though, before?
No. I've had it where I looked at, and I had a $50 bill, and I'm already, sitting there,
I gotta get bread.
Yeah, well, that goes in. No bread today. That's sacrifice.
Yeah, because, like, I've seen people do that, though. Like, I've seen people, like, I have 20, and I'm just, like, they look in the bucket, You have change for a 10. And I'm like, what is this? What type of slackness is going on here? So yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes so much sense with what you're saying about like the sacrifice and yeah, like you just gotta swallow it at some point in time.
Yeah, you were mentioning about the youth, the issue of youth of today, and I have to set it straight. Youth of today was me yesterday, was my dad the day before. It's all relevant because the youth of today were like exactly what I was. The only difference is technology. Yeah. Things are a lot quicker now, and that's the only thing. And so we can't blame the youth. We have to blame ourselves because we're the ones that made this, this transition to that. So, I don't know. I think again, one of those things is that we're living in a society that it's all about convenience and expedience. They want it quick. They want it now.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I ordered something on Amazon. It was at my door the next day. Like literally within 11 hours.
Yeah.
So,
And I was so disappointed with Amazon at this point because I wanted something because I got Prime.
Right.
And
I got Prime too.
Well, obviously you got the next day. I wanted something and it wasn't gonna come till 2 days later, and I didn't order it. Because I was so mad. I'm like, I need this now.
You know what?
And I'm like, it's my fault.
I look at products based on how fast they can get to me.
How fast they can get it. Isn't that crazy?
See? We're perpetuating, so we're part of the system.
Yeah. No matter how bad you like it or not, like stores are gonna go out of business and they're gonna But I mean that's another. You
want to hear a fact I heard? The guy who created Amazon, I forget his name, is he said in the next 16 years, the job rate will be less 40% in services. Everything will be automated, which I can see it coming because, you go to McDonald's now and they have that board.
They have that touch huge iPad.
Yes, at the front now, and everywhere you go now, everything's boom, boom, boom. This is where we're going.
Oh man. Well, let's get into the mind state. The state of the mind. The mind games that are played upon people. Let's get into your book, is what I'm talking about.
Well,
this beautiful book right here. First of all, where can you find this thing?
Well, you can find this, in the trunk of my car.
Oh,
because I always carry copies. But
were you in the States at any point in time in your life? Like, that's ghetto. You say, I'm not going to no Indigo.
We'll get back to that.
Amazon.
We'll get back to that. But you can get it on Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon UK, Amazon AU, which is Australia, which their majority of my sales is in Australia, which is funny.
Yeah, we'll go back to that. We'll come back to that one.
Big dog front seat.
Boom, boom.
It's a metaphor, an analogy for big dog, and people think big dog, physically. Well, it's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and front seat is life. The objective is we want people to be the big dog in life. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to be in the back seat. We want to be in the front seat. Mm-hmm. So based on the concept of self-esteem. So the book is about creating real self-esteem, responsible, effective, affirmed learning. And the word self-esteem is very ambiguous. People have several meanings for it. And the part that I don't like is that people use success to rate their self-esteem. I lost 25 pounds, my self-esteem improved. I'm a millionaire, so myself.
Whoa.
Whereas I say, the objective is to work on the ground roots first, the bedrock, the foundation of your house before building that. And that has to be in place. Now, again, it's something that you have to be tested every day. I am tested every day. And when I speak, people say, well, do you think you're better than me? And I go, no, I'm just not less than you. And then, whoa. And that's what I'm trying to teach people, especially young people of diversity, growing up in a society that's very Eurocentric, is the way you see yourself in media you need to pick yourself up and don't blame anyone, right? We're all going to have these obstacles, and create your affirmation, because no one else is going to create it for you. And if they do, it's not going to be correct. So you own your affirmation. You know what I mean by affirmation, right?
Yeah, give us a
Well,
few.
the affirmation is acknowledgement of one's beauty, sensuality, and intelligence. Now, when we say beauty is physical. Let's get that straight. If you tell me, well, I'm beautiful inside, I'm going to tell you I'm going to lose it, because beauty is based on visual.
Visual, yeah.
Sensuality is based on your internal passion, and intelligence, right, is how you observe or absorb the world around you. And so when you say to someone, tell me how beautiful you are, based on society's restrictions, you have all these visions of what beauty is. You look, you go down, you see, look at social media, right, is the worst for this. At the end of the day, you should be able to tell me how beautiful every part of your body is. And you watch the anxiety it creates in people, because they've never done it.
Yeah.
But I've always said, look at a 2-year-old, and they have the greatest amount of self-esteem, because they have no restrictions or conditions yet. They look in the mirror with their diaper on and their folds of fat, and they're just loving and smiling at themselves. They love everything about them, right? Wow. That's what you want to instill in people. But at the end of the day, you don't want them to feel better than anyone, just not less than anyone, right? And that was one of the things we did when we opened up Aftershock with my cousin Rob Morgan. Is I had to throw a shout out to Robert Morgan. Yeah. Okay.
Rob Morgan. He's the man.
Yes, he's the ground. He's the ground, man. He's my grounding. Well, it was the issue of cognition, of making people feel good. Mm-hmm. At my gym, I'm not going to say when you come in, I'm going to make you lose 25 pounds in 25 days. No, I'm going to make you feel better. I'm going to make you stronger, faster, and be able to move better. Mm-hmm. So our concept is move with purpose.
Yeah.
After Big Dog Front Seat, live with purpose.
Wow.
If you ever see me fighting a bear, help the bear.
The bear. Man, I love that line. Anytime you say that, it's just like, damn, he's right. Help the bear.
Help the bear.
Because I gotta live life.
Exactly.
That bear don't even know me. Don't even know I got a wife.
There you go.
I gotta go home to somebody. But let's can you give us a few affirmations that one could practice?
When you get up in the morning, it's funny because we have the mirror, and the mirror doesn't lie. Mm-hmm. But we make it lie. We make it lie. So if I tell you to tell me all the things that's wrong with you, people come up with a huge list. I have love handles. Well, I have these bags under my eyes. My teeth are not straight enough. So right off the bat, stop doing that. Look in the mirror and start off with your eyes and how beautiful your eyes are, like true beauty. Everyone has their own fingerprint, right? Everyone is unique, and you have to celebrate that. So the examples I do is, when you look in the mirror, man, I said, man, you're fine. You are fine, right? I started laughing. I feel good about myself. Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna show you how this works, how fast it works.
Yeah, let's do some.
Okay, so Mike is married. He's happily married. Just, great. Ashley, beautiful person, right? Says to you in the morning, you're looking great. I love your haircut. And you're like, well, thanks, babe. You now go out and you're in line at the grocery store, and this woman who doesn't even know you says, you know what? I really love your haircut. The two are different. When someone tells you, wow, you really look good, there's a certain feeling. Now, again, your friends and family, they, it's almost like they're supposed to say it, and that's the way we take it. But when someone else gives you that affirmation, you rise up. It's like, wow, this is unbelievable. You see it all the time. And and that's one of the things, like in our gym, we continuously affirm our clients. Man, you did an amazing job today. And we're not doing it to play a game. We really mean it.
Yeah.
And so those are examples, and they're so quick, and how you could change a person's day, right?
So we're gonna go way back, right? Because this is about the past. This is where we dig it up.
You know, let's have a little bit of Trini in there. I was like,
Yeah. So this is where we dig up the past because it's just called I Overcome. So how did we get to this spiritually, physically, emotionally aware Rod Foster? And who was that when you weren't aware of your spirituality, your emotional being and physical attributes, characteristics? Who were you?
wow. Horlipulation. You know, has anybody ever heard that word? Horlipulation.
No, we haven't heard that.
Horlipulation is
Definition.
goosebumps. And that's what he just gave me just now. It's a physical response to something, right? I just got goosebumps.
But
hair just up on the back of my head.
Is it goosebumps because you're scared to go back?
Well, I grew up in Stony Creek. Now it's improved, like not improved. I don't want to say improved. It's expanded. It's changed.
I think it's been.
But I grew up as the only black kid in my public school, and my sister, who was a year and a half younger than me, also. So going through school, the constant, I think it's sense of belonging. You're human. You want to feel a sense of belonging, and I never saw this until later. But I was always trying to figure out where I fit in, because I was told what smart is, what beautiful is, what is sensual, and I didn't fit any of it. Like, you know, at the time it was like feathered hair. All the girls liked the guys with the feathered hair.
What's feathered mean?
It's like, you know, it's like light hair, and you could blow it and it moves, right? And I had a tight afro, right? And so
moving.
You know, so
you pat that down 20 times before you left the house.
And same with intelligence, because I would get questioned when I did really good on a test by my teachers.
Wow.
Like, they would question, did I cheat off someone or things like that? But when it came to sports, I was the first pick, like soccer. So there was these stereotypes or conditioning that I was put into these little compartments. And I remember grade 3, I'll never forget this, Mike, is that I was sitting in class during Christmas time. And number one, I'm a very shy person. People will tell you that really know me, I am shy, but I project and I come out there. But I remember saying to the teacher, when I die, do I become a cherub? Do I look like, because in the class it was all white cherubs, and I said, well,
cherubs is a form of angel.
The angels, yeah. And I'm saying, is that what I become? Because I never saw anything that represented me. And the other thing is, I turn on the TV Saturday morning. Is probably, you know, for every kid in grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, you're watching cartoons, right?
Yeah.
I never seen anything that emulated me. Like, there was no superheroes. There was nothing. Like, you'd see Superman and Batman and Aquaman, you know, and everyone was white.
Daredevil.
And so our white friends, who I had some great friends, like, people talked about overt racism or bigotry. I'm not even going to say racism. I'm going to say bigotry and hatred. I didn't get that. I had some friends that were amazing. And I had friends that saw me as black, because they're not blind. They saw me, but it wasn't an issue. I've had friends, it wasn't ever an issue. But this is not something I could talk to them. And this is where the church came in. The church helped me, because now it was a gathering of others that looked like me in my church in Hamilton Stewart Memorial Church. And it was like, wow, okay. It wasn't until I got to university, Mike, that I met other blacks that went through the same thing. Growing up. So, you know, you had to have a bit of strength. And I felt sorry for women, black women. I felt sorry for my sister, because growing up, beauty wasn't her. And that's why I find that a lot of black women are very affirmed at a young age. And, like, you know, you see the stereotype of women, she's snapping her fingers and moving her neck. Oh, I'm not going to put up with that. Because they were already told at a very young age, first of all, you're not blonde haired, blue eyes, right? Your hair is nappy, quote unquote, or tight, and they've had to become very strong individuals at a young age,
Yeah.
right? So that's the transition I've had to take up until now, and it's not until I started to speak out that people are like getting upset. Well, we treated you good. You didn't have any. I said no. Is I was always deep trying to find where I fit in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to have a sense of belonging.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I want to talk about your journey around the world, and just kind of take me through that, because we touched upon it when we see each other, but I don't think we've went into great depth. But that was a soul search and a half.
Yes. 94, I went down to 93, 94. I went down to Europe. I went to Switzerland on a conference. I used to be part of R.E.A.L, and R.E.A.L is moral rearmament. And what it was is the weapon was peace and harmony, right? And so what it was the bringing together of several religions, and there was no, like, we looked at the world. If you look at the world, if you're in space, you don't see divisions. Like, you don't see lines. You just see the world. And that's how R.E.A.L looked at it, is that there's no boundaries. And so I went down there, and again, the concept was, at the time, was saving America, healing America, because America was going through some major time, what they've always had, but historically, in 92 and 93, through the Rodney King riot, for those who don't know, Rodney King, was assaulted by 5 white police officers, and it was one of the first times it was captured on video. And so there was a riot in South Central LA. So I was part of a conference through the Mayor's Race Relations in Hamilton, and I was asked to go down to Switzerland and be part of a mediation of how can we heal America. And this is all of the world in on these conferences. So it was small workshops. And from there I went to Richmond, Virginia, which is the Mecca, which is where all the slaves were dropped off. I went there for ceremonies, and then I went to South Central LA. And this part was probably really cool, is I actually sat in on mediations between the Bloods and the Crips. Because in South Central LA in the early 90s, after the riot, you had a lot of the blacks burning, looting their own neighborhoods. And so they would sit down, and I remember this one brother said to me, and he was a Crip, and I said, why would you want to burn down your own cities and your own town? And he said, have you ever rented a car? I said, well, yeah. He goes, when you return the car, do you vacuum it out, clean it? You put gas in it because you're expected to do that, right? But do you polish it, wax it? No. Well, when that verdict came out that acquitted all those police officers, it was told to us that we were just renting space. These weren't our real homes. So if you don't own something, why do you care about it? And I was like, wow.
Whoa.
Now, again, there's going to be a lot of people that jump on that wagon that does it just for doing it, but that's how they felt.
Yeah. But there's people that, like, the majority have that same purpose,
right,
and same goal in mind.
Like, wow, like, where do we fit in now? Like, the verdict just came out that we don't belong, right? So I was like, wow. I was like, that's powerful.
That is. I mean, that's. Wow. I did I'm like anti-black movie, like. I'm not anti-black movie. I'll call it anti-Negro movie. Like, I can't, like, because when I watch them, they just make me mad at white people.
you want to hate all the white people out there.
And I mean, like, and it's just like, I'm trying to find the education within it, but it's so deep down underneath all I just end up hating white people after it. But I'm like, I can't watch this anymore.
And so
wife's white.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. Is at the end of the day, and that's where my objective was to focus on self-esteem, because I didn't want to say this black program. This program helps everyone, because the oppressor and the oppressed, I want to work with everyone. And so that was one of the biggest things is, creating self-esteem. No, it's not that black program. This program helps everyone in finding out who they are. And once you find that out, like, at the end of the day, I never use the word common sense because what's common for me may not be common for you.
For the yeah.
I just try to say use good sense, right?
That's good.
Spiritual
I like
sense. You know, let's sit back but people are conditioned so quickly, Mike, and it happens so fast.
Yeah,
and I use exercises to show people. Okay, you know, the really simple one, you might have heard it before. You know, say the word. You know, spell the word shop.
S-H-O-P.
Yeah. Okay, so say it 10 times as fast as you can.
S-H-O-P. S-H-O-P.
So now say the word shop 10 times.
Oh, shop 10 times. Shop, 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 shop.
Right. What do you do at a green light?
Stop.
No, you go.
Go. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
I was good at that the first time you did that. Jeez.
you know, because you hear the word. So again, think about
How you gonna let me do that?
oh yeah, live. Well, here's the issue. So that's such a mind trick. But at the end of the time, imagine if you're a young woman, or a young girl watching TV, and you're told blatantly and subliminally what beauty is, and you're not that. You don't fit that. How you feel? Think about how you feel about yourself. That's how quickly conditioning happens.
Yeah. Right? Wow. Whew. So, to close off,
we're closing?
Yeah, man. You know how long we've been doing this?
Oh man, sorry.
It's been long. Like I could probably do like 2 episodes. Maybe we should just do 2 episodes.
Believe in yourself, and that's the place to start. And that's it.